Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In case you're new here, my name is Seetu. It would really mean a lot to me if you would take a moment and subscribe to my channel. So as you have read from the title, in today's video, I am going to give you a reading update of what all I have been reading in 2021, and obviously it will contain a lot of mini book reviews of all the books that I have read. And also, a lot of you were asking me why am I not making bookish videos. It was because I also want to create other kind of content, but it does not mean that I'm not going to make bookish videos, and that is why I am finally making this video, and this is my first bookish video of 2021. So without any further ado, let's jump into the video. Let's start with my reading update, and I'll tell you guys what all I have been reading. Although reading in 2021 has been very slow for me. I don't know, for some reason I'm just not able to read the amount of books, the amount of pages I used to read in 2020. Maybe it is because the life after lockdown is catching up and something related to that, I don't know, but I'm just not able to read a lot. So I'm just going to update you guys about the books that I have read in 2021, which are a very few number of books, and I'm going to give you a mini review of each of them. So starting with the first book, it is Interpreter of Maladies by Jhumpa Lahiri. So Interpreter of Maladies is a short story collection, and I listened to its audiobook on Audible. I will put the link below. So it is a collection of short stories, and if you have read Jhumpa Lahiri before, you would know that her books are based on post-colonial point of view, or you can say they are diaspora fiction. For those of you who don't know what diaspora fiction is, it is about people who have migrated from one place to another basically, and this is what her stories are about: immigrants from India who have moved to United States or any other country in the world, and how they long for their home culture, and how they always have that hyphenated identity, Indian American or whatever, and how they cope up with it. And they are woven so beautifully, and the writing style of Jhumpa Lahiri is so good. If you want to read some rich quality short stories, I would really suggest you. And in case you haven't read anything by Jhumpa Lahiri, please read her novel The Namesake. You will absolutely love it. Jhumpa Lahiri was one author that I discovered in 2020, and I obviously wanted to read more of her work. So my first book this year was her short story collection, and I absolutely loved it. Moving on to the second book. The second book that I read this year was also an Indian author. It was The White Tiger by Aravind Adiga. Now, this book is quite, getting mixed reviews out there. It has also been converted into a Netflix series starring Priyanka Chopra. So what I think is that this book, I'm not talking about the series, I haven't watched the adaptation yet. This book is not made for everyone, and especially if you're a beginner, please don't read this book. You will be bored as fuck and you will not be able to complete it. So this book is about a farmer, no, it is about a poor man. He is Balram Halwai, and Balram Halwai is a servant by profession, and he is telling his own story from poverty to being rich. This is what the novel is about, but it is a very critical novel. It has a lot of social commentary on India. Adiga has criticized India to a point where if you are a right-wing person, you are definitely going to get offended by it. So I think this book is not meant for everyone, but if you are into social commentary, if you are into reading books who tell you about a particular place, if you want to learn about India and different facets of India, I think this book will really enrich you in a way. and will teach you something. You will definitely get something out of this book. It is not the kind of book you read to relax. This book is anything but relaxation, so you have to pick it for yourself whether you want to read it or not. Also guys, this year I have started a new practice of keeping a reading log where I write about all the books that I read, a few 2 or 3 lines, although I have written only about 3 books till now, but it really helps me to keep my thoughts concise, and in case I forget, I can just open my reading log and see what I have written. So for this book, at that point I wrote, if you're looking forward to read a book by an Indian author with a detailed social commentary on Indian capitalism, class and politics, this should be your read. But if you're looking for an interesting story with plots and subplots, then I won't recommend this one, as the story does become hollow if you take out the social criticism out of it, which is, I think, the author's motive behind writing this book. So in case you guys don't maintain reading logs and you think it's too much of a work, you can even maintain like short things or like sticky notes or something like that, because what's the point of reading if you're going to forget it even like after 2-3 months? So what all you're learning from this book, what all do you like, some favorite quotes, I think these are the kind of habits that you should try to inculcate in yourself, and they will really help you in the long run. The third book that I completed this year, which I started in 2020, was the Selection series first part. Okay, so this is a very simple book, as you can tell from the cover itself. 14-year-old or a 15-year-old Seetu would have drooled over this book. I got this book in the Big Billion Sale and it was really cheap, and I was out of books to buy. I did not was having a particular book on mind which was on discount. This was, so I just bought it, that I would read it when I just wanted to have a very simple read, and this is it. If you're looking for a very simple cute read, I think you can definitely check this book out. It is a very basic read, nothing interesting or something like that, but if the girl inside you is still there and you still dream about being a princess, then you can pick this book up. Coming to my best read of 2021 up till this point in these 2 months, guess what it is? I think you guys would have already guessed that it is a Murakami book. Yes, it is Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami. So Murakami hype is created on Bookstagram like anything. Like, it's this noise out there, it's this Murakami fans are out there raving 24/7, and I still haven't seen a single bad review about Murakami. Everyone who reads Murakami just absolutely loves him. So I picked this book up. This was my first Murakami read, and many of my friends were like, bro, you should have read Norwegian Words or Sputnik Sweetheart. This book is a very heavy book, and damn right it was. This book is magical realism, and oh my fucking god, it took me a month. It's 600 pages, and I'm telling you, I read this much in 20 days, and this much amount of book was read in a week. And like, oh my god, this book is so good. Everyone should read it. I can't describe it. I will just read the blurb out for you guys. That's the most I can do. So Kafka Tamura runs away from a home at 15 under the shadow of his father's dark prophecy. The aging Nakata, tracker of lost cats, who never recovered from a bizarre childhood affliction, finds its pleasantly simplified life suddenly turning upside down. As their parallel odysseys unravel, cats converse with people, fish tumble from the sky, a ghost-like pimp deploys a hegel-spouting girl of the night, a forest harbors soldiers apparently unaged since World War II. This is a savage killing, but the identity of both victim and killer is a riddle, one of many which combine to create an elegant and dreamlike masterpiece. So this is the blurb for you guys. The blurb itself is a riddle, itself is a mesh of thoughts, and I think you will complete the book and you'll be like, what the fuck did just happen? And if you are a hardcore fiction reader, if you read fiction and you know what fiction does to you, you know how it is, and you just, like, you know what fiction does to your soul, then this is the kind of book which will make you fall in love with fiction. And if you haven't read magic realism yet, this is the book, because I think what Murakami does is he will make you relate to the characters so much. You will be so engrossed in the story, you will be so busy with the story, and then suddenly magic, and you don't even realize it. So that's the beauty of Murakami's writing. He will transform you to this another world that you didn't even know existed. He will make you feel things that you didn't even know that you can feel. He will make you, and he will touch those parts of your brain, those parts of your heart and soul that you didn't even know existed. And the characters are absolutely grey, and if you are a person who enjoys grey stories, grey characters, I think this book is absolutely amazing. Like, I can't even stress, guys, that if you're a fiction reader, and if you haven't read Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami, read it ASAP. This is your sign to buy the book if you haven't, and read it. Also, don't listen to the audiobook of this book. I don't know what your experience might be, because this is not the kind of book that you would retain from an audiobook. You might need to go back at some point, so better buy a paperback. I won't even recommend an ebook. These are the kind of books that you should invest in and have in your library, because they are beautiful. So this was my fourth read from this year, and this is the book which took most of my 2 months, because it was so thick and it was so difficult to read. It was so difficult to get into, and at every point I was like, whether I will like this book or not, whether I'm hating it or loving it, I don't know. I'm having a lot of mixed feelings about this book, but when I finished it, everything made sense in the end. So this book should be read. And if you are a non-fiction reader and you're looking forward to a fiction book, and non-fiction readers are always like, oh my god, we read heavy stuff, please try this. If you consider yourself a hardcore non-fiction reader who can read those quote unquote heavy books, try this. Okay, moving on. The next book that I read this year was Untouchable by Mulk Raj Anand. Now, Untouchable by Mulk Raj Anand is again a social commentary, it is a social criticism. And Untouchable, as most of you would have basically understood, it is a story about a boy who belongs to a lower class, as according to the Indian society norms, and he is not allowed to mix up, and how the caste system was divided back before everything was abolished and all. So untouchability still existed, and he represents Dalit. He's a Dalit protagonist, and if you're looking forward to read a novel by a Dalit protagonist, this is the book for you guys. I think it is such a nice thin book, and you will come to know a lot of things about Dalits and what was the situation of your own country, something which exists but we as millennials don't accept, aren't aware of, and need more awareness about. This book is a must read. I would definitely recommend it to you guys, and I'm sure you'll like it. The next book that I read this year was Lay on the Offbeat. It is a young adult novel, and I absolutely loved it. In this book, boys love boys, girls love girls, and girls love boys, and boys love girls. It is a very open-minded book. It has normalized queer relationships to a point where it is such a feel good book. It is uplifting, it is entertaining, it has the right amount of romance, and the romance of the characters is not the only thing happening in their lives. There is high school drama, there is prom, and then there are couples, and then there are friendships, and then there are breakups, and then there are college. They are moving from high school to college soon, so all that, everything, like a complete YA package, a perfect package. This book is beautiful. I absolutely loved it, and I am totally recommending this to you guys. If you're looking forward to a good YA read, I think you will absolutely like it. The last book is, guess what, one of my favorite authors from 2020, Elif Shafak's The Bastard of Istanbul. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys. Again, Elif Shafak is now one of my favorite female authors. Like, she's my top favorite female author. Literary fiction is my favorite genre, and this woman is exceeding my expectations. I read 40 Rules of Love, and then I read 10 minutes and 38 seconds in a Strange World, and I was like, oh my god, this is so much better. And then I read The Bastard of Istanbul, and that woman just keeps, fulfilling your expectations each and every time. So this book is about a family in Istanbul, and there are 4 sisters. They have one mother. 4 sisters are Feride, Banu, Zeliha, and I don't remember the name of the last one. Then there is Kulsum, and Zeliha gives birth to a child, Asya, and they do not know who is the father of this girl. So she is basically the protagonist of the story, The Bastard of Istanbul, because the novel is set in Istanbul. But the story is about Turks, basically Turkish Istanbul people, and American Armenians. So there is this one more girl, Armanoush. So the 4 sisters also have a brother, Mustafa, and Mustafa lives in America, and he has a stepdaughter. He is married to a woman named Rose, and Rose and Mustafa have a stepdaughter. Basically, it is Rose's daughter and Mustafa's stepdaughter, Armanoush. So Armanoush and Asya are basically of the same age, and Armanoush comes to Istanbul, and that's how the story moves forward. And it is such a beautiful story. I can't even tell you guys, but more than a story, it has a social commentary of the Armenian genocide, which was conducted or executed by the Turks, and it is not acceptable. They do not accept this, and Elif has brought out this issue in the book, and it is has been talked about. And because of this, she was also arrested by the Turkish government when she was in Turkey, and then she was ordered to go to jail, and a lot of stuff happened in Elif, the author's personal life, and it was really brave of her to write such a book in the first place. So if you are into those kind of controversial books, you can definitely pick this book up. But even if you don't know a single thing about the background of this book and you just read it as a story, you're definitely going to enjoy it, and I think you will absolutely like it. So these are all the books that I read this year, guys. Now I am currently reading Norwegian Woods by Haruki Murakami. I just wanted to do a more mindful reading this year and read books which I really want to read, unless or nothing like कि कुछ भी उठा के पढ़ लिया. I just don't want to do this year. I did, I think, a little bit of it last year, but this year I don't want to do it, and I hope that I'm able to continue with this kind of reading pattern where I read less books. And most of them this year books that I read were basically very heavy, and that is the reason why I have read only a handful of books in 2 months. But do tell me what you guys are reading, what are your TBRs, and what are your reading plans. Do tell me in the comments below, and also comment below what videos do you want me to make next for you, and I will definitely make those videos. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe kar dena, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.